All right, I'm not really expecting to see very many people here today. This is a difficult time and this is a last minute tour. But if you are going to join me, this is what you're going to see. And I've never seen this car park so full, but it's understandable really. I mean, look where we are. So let's head down to Lincoln Rock. We're a few minutes before start time and I think it's going to be pretty spectacular. All right, let's start walking. Hi, Sophia. Thanks for joining me. And as I was just saying, I've never seen this car park so full. But when you've got a sunset like we have about to happen, and I'm more looking forward to what happens after the sun goes down. Sunset is predicted for about 20 minutes from now. It takes us about 5 minutes to walk down to Lincoln Rock. But we'll get to see the lovely light across the landscape. Keep safe on the trail, yes. Thank you, Sophia. Have you done one of my tours before? I really just came here today. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. This was just an experiment. I mean, I'm normally sitting at home watching TV after dinner at this time of day. It's 7:30 on a Monday afternoon. Let me just show you these gorgeous flowers while we're standing here. Look at those, aren't they pretty? And I'm sort of unraveling my battery cord. But as I said, sorry, it's still a few minutes before start time. And it looks like it's just you and me at the moment, Sophia. But I wasn't planning to do a tour, but I thought, well, since I'm going to be here, why not? Why not turn it into a tour? Okay. They didn't have this car park back then. Just looking, is that a cockatoo? I think that might be a cockatoo flying over there. Not sure. It's a little way off. They didn't have this car park then, and this is the trail from the car park. They didn't have this gate back then. So this is only recent that they've actually totally closed off the road. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of wild birds here. We may not see any at this time of day. I'm not really sure. I haven't actually been up here at sunset before. It's the first time. First for me too. But there it is. I can hear little birds in the bushes. So many people, but not unexpected. Normally when I come here it's in the morning and there's, the tour bus. 20 people pile off the tour bus, so it's probably about the same number of people really. People obviously at this time of day will be coming with their wine and their picnics. Great place to sit. So this is the road now. You probably would have driven down here, I'd imagine, Sophia. Where were you coming from? Were you just visiting Australia or do you live here? I can see, it looks like there's 3 people on the tour, but I can only see you. Oh, hi, Robert. How are you going? So, Robert, I think you've done this tour with me at a different time of day, during daylight. And I thought I'd come up here today and see what it looks like at sunset. So, just need to be a little bit careful on this trail because I'm pretty good at falling over. And I don't want to do that, not when it's getting dark. Sophia, if you've been here before, you probably recognise the rock as soon as we get up here. But it's got that pointy ledge that people like to dangle their legs over and take take Instagrammable photos. If you go to Instagram and look up Flat Rock or Lincoln's Rock, you'll pretty quickly see lots and lots of images of people dangling their legs over the edge. Overlooking area and the Three Sisters. We're not actually near the Three Sisters. We're about, let me think, 2 ridges beyond here in the Three Sisters. Hi, Mary. Well, it was a beautiful day today. It actually got quite warm, but now the wind's picked up. It's a little bit chilly. I'm wearing a cardigan and questioning the wisdom of not bringing something a little warmer, but that's okay. We'll be fine. I'm not sure what the temperature is now, but the wind is quite brisk. Alrighty, so here we are. This is Lincoln's Rock, and let me see where everyone else is standing and where I can stand for a great view of the sunset. And I'll show you around the rock while I'm here as well. More than likely, so this is Wentworth Falls. What we're looking at here, a little bit hard to see, I know, because it's getting dark, but beyond that ridge there is where the actual waterfalls are for Wentworth Falls, over in that area. And then over here, we're looking at Lura, and that's Sublime Point. And then around that ridge there is where the Three Sisters are located. Now look at all these people setting up. Hi, Eleanor. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, hi, Renee. So what I want to do is I want to get over here a little bit closer. First of all, show you where people like to dangle their legs over the side. We're actually more interested in the colour of the rocks, the colour of the sky though. No railings, no. They expect people to be responsible. So in actual fact, the sun's dipping over the horizon a little earlier than the forecast sunset time because of the elevation. So this helps me a lot because I'm hoping to do a winter solstice tour for sunset. So I can tell, this is 7:45. Let me turn the camera around and introduce myself to you before we continue. Alrighty, so hi everybody, my name's Lynn. Anyone who hasn't met me before, I am often to be found in the Blue Mountains doing tours of the Blue Mountains, but I also get down to Sydney from time to time and do tours down there as well. In fact, tomorrow I'll be down at Featherdale Wildlife Sanctuary, which is an absolutely fabulous place to visit. So join me tomorrow if you can. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Darug and Gundungurra people and pay my respect to their elders past, present and emerging. Okay, enough of me. Let's look at what's happening over here. The elevation, well, no, because that ridge over there isn't at sea level. So that ridge over there is at around about 1,000 metres. So the sun's already dipping below that ridge, although actual sunset is actually forecast for about 5 minutes from now. So we're seeing it dip over the horizon a little sooner than the forecast sunset time. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Zareen. That's not another Sophia, is it? Or have you been saying hello to the other people? I'm getting all confused now. G'day to everybody. Yes, and thank you for joining me today. All right, let me zoom in on this. I hope the wind's not bothering you. Let me zoom in on this just so you can see how beautiful it looks. And I'm going to turn slightly to the left so we can see the colour in the southern sky happening over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scramble over these rocks here before it gets too dark. I probably won't do the full 40 minutes. It's going to really depend on what the light's like. I need to climb up here. Okay. So this rock ledge here is the one that's really popular for sitting and dangling your legs over the edge. That one there. No one doing it just at the moment. And let's have a look at what the vegetation looks like with the sun setting. Those clouds over there look really beautiful. All right, I'm going to go over here. Bear with me. We're just going to get a little closer. Nothing dangerous. Don't worry. It's all going to be very safe. But I just need to get round this side of this tree first. And we'll go up here. I think the silhouettes of the people make an interesting postcard. What do you think? In fact, I'll get round behind them. Hi Evie, this is a bit of an experiment. It was a last minute tour and really just to see what the sunset looks like and what time I would need to get here if I was going to do a proper sunset tour and plan it ahead and all of that. But I was just saying, I think the silhouette of the people looks really interesting against that twilight sky. It is, isn't it beautiful, Cheryl? It's just gorgeous. No big dramatic clouds this evening. It's always changing here, always different. All right, careful, ladies. And I want to look at the landscape, the vegetation down below, just the colour of the sun, the last rays of sun shining on this lovely Australian vegetation. And the rocks over here on my right. And then right over in the distance, we've got some lovely pink clouds. Let me see if we can get those. A couple of hours away from sunrise. Gosh, what are you doing up so early? Where was that? Where was the 1975? Oh, there it is. Yes, and there's more. Let me show you this. This is actually really interesting. So there is engraving here. Let me find it. Here we go. Someone who has been here every year for almost 20 years. So here we have G&J, and they were here in 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. I'm going to fall down. 91, 92, 93. Well, you know what? I would prefer that they didn't do it. Here we've got some Korean, in fact. But, you know, where do you say it's okay and then say that it's no longer okay?
여기 빨리 앉으세요, 여기. 저희가 인생사진 찍는데. 네, 거기. 여기 튀어나온 바위, 여기. 여기 앉아서.
Thanks for the follow, Mary.
여기 앉는 거예요.
All right, so we've got a couple here. Look,
거기서 찍는 거예요. 그래서 이렇게 사람 어깨 잘라줄게요.
there we go. Knew that would happen. Knew someone would come along and get their photo taken like this. It's hard to get the exposure right, isn't it? Let me show you something. Where is it? Did I put it in here? Let me see. This is me. This is me. Not dangling over the edge, but you know. And you can see the beautiful mist in the valley that day. That was about, let me think, about 6 months ago, I think I took that photo. Or my husband took that photo. Oh, no, don't stand there, lady.
여기는 인생사진, 절벽사진 찍는 거예요. 자, 하나, 둘, 셋, 만세! 어차피 지금 해 져서 다 역광이에요. 그러니까 다 역광이 아니라 그림자만 나와요.
I'll show you what's down below. It's actually not that far to the bottom from where she is sitting.
네, 됐습니다.
Let me see if I can point the camera down. It's still a bit of a fall, but there's actually vegetation down there. There's I reckon it's probably about a 10 meter. No, it wouldn't even be that much.
조심해요. 네. 자, 하나, 둘, 셋. 네, 하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋.
Hi, Chandra.
네, 됐어요. 자, 다음 분.
So it looks like all the ladies are going to have a turn. Let's go around this way. The sky is looking really beautiful. Let me see if I can see over the edge for you from over here. Safely, of course. I'm not going to do anything silly. All right, so I'm not going to go any further than that, to be honest. This is about as close as I'm going to go. But if I lean out over with my camera, yeah, you would still, really get hurt if you fell from there. Absolutely. But it's not as dramatic as it looks from standing here, put it that way. I can hear birds in the valley. And that dusk twilight sky is looking really lovely over here, down to the south. Hi, Jenny. So we're just taking in a Blue Mountain sunset. As I said, this was a last minute thing because there was actually nothing in the calendar. There was a huge gap of about, 5 or 6 hours, I think, with no tours at all. So I thought, well, let's come up and have a look and see what the sunset looks like up here. And you can see people are setting up with their picnics. Lovely place to come and just have a quiet drink. Oh, look at these guys. What are they doing? I am not sure what this is about. They look like they're reading books or something. Hi, Kamuji. Yeah, so I can see that it's really tricky to either get one or the other in exposed correctly. You can't really get both. I prefer looking at the sky. We've got a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 girls, all pretending to read, I think. They're making really cute memories, aren't they? Look at that. Thanks for the follow, Jenny. And if there's anyone who isn't already following my channel or would like to see more from the Blue Mountains or even from Sydney, just hit that follow button up above. Now, what I normally do on a daytime tour, I'm not going to do it now. What I normally do on a daytime tour, and I'm doing this tour as a daytime tour on Friday, my time, which is possibly Thursday for you guys, is that I tend to go, and I'll show you where it is. I'm not going to do it now because it's too dark. The track is going to be too risky trying to come back. But we go down underneath this rock, and there's kind of a hermit cave down there, which is really cool and interesting. Just being careful because it looks a bit wet here. But let me show you some beautiful flowers at least, which are just, I know where they are. They're just over here on my left. And some beautiful native Australian flowers. They're called flannel flowers. And here they are, just here. There we go. And they're called flannel flowers because both the petals and the foliage feel like soft flannel. They're so beautifully soft. Yes, I can hear somebody else admiring them as well. They're just gorgeous. But down below me is a cave, and we have to get there, you have to take that trail down there. You go around under here to get to the cave, but we're not going to do that in the dark. Too risky. Early Monday morning here. Hi. Aren't they gorgeous? They're so gorgeous. Here we go. Here's some beautiful flannel flowers here. Let's get in nice and close. There's one over there. Look at that. Look at that one there. Look at the flowers on it. Just gorgeous. Just beautiful. Okay, what's this sky doing? The colours are just so pretty. Just that muted orange through to dark blue that's happening right now. So lovely. And when I go down to the cave, we're literally underneath here, underneath this point here. Next time I come, I'm going to have to convince my husband to come with me, and we'll bring a little chiller box or something. Bring some cheese and crackers and something. Such a nice way to close the day. All right, so if I was to do this as a summer solstice tour, probably start, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes later, I guess. I'm not really sure. Who'd like to come along to that? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you think you might like to see sunset over the Blue Mountains for the summer solstice. Look at this over here. I think we could be in for some rain. Lots of people, Jenny. Yes, there are. This cloud here looks really ominous. Cheryl, you'd love to see that? I think if I schedule it with plenty of time, I might get a few more people along. What do you think? I know it's a tricky time for a lot of people in lots of parts of the world. So we're 20 minutes in now. This is what I need to figure out. How long do I need to allow? As the sun was really quite blinding when I first arrived. Oh, excellent, Cheryl. Fabulous. Look at this. I'm very impressed by Try not to be creepy about it. Everyone's having their picnics. It's so nice. Hi, Lynn. I think I need to balance my camera, my gimbal. It's got a bit of a slope on it, dipping down to the right. And this cloud looks like it could open up at any moment, doesn't it? Look at that. It's looking really dark over there. There's going to be rain somewhere, I reckon. So I went and had a look at the sunrise a week or so ago from Sublime Point, which is that point just there. And it was beautiful, but it was much like this that day. There was no clouds, and I think you really need some clouds. You need some clouds to make it more interesting, more dramatic. The moon has brightened up in the sky. It's just above me up here. Let me see if I can get it in frame. Here it comes. There's the moon. I can hear cockatoos, sulphur-crested cockatoos being really noisy behind me.
This is where you need to get your parasail out and just like ride it.
It's quite dramatic, that cloud there, isn't it? Look at that.
Oh, no.
Second time.
That's 2 times.
That was a full one.
You are not driving home. That wasn't in the first place.
Sounds like someone's in trouble. All right, so we're at 22 minutes. I think what I'm going to do is start slowly making my way back to the car park while it's still light. So you're welcome to join me. The car park is about 5 minutes walk away, and I think I'll probably finish early. I had this scheduled for 40 minutes, but I think that was a bit ambitious. I don't think we're really going to last that long. The night sky is pretty much, the twilight's sort of finishing up now by the looks of it to me. I don't know, do you want me to stay a little bit longer? It's raining at Lithgow, and interestingly enough, this is looking towards Lithgow in this direction. I can't see any cloud activity at all heading that way. To me, it looks like, see, this is looking to the east, the cloud that's behind me. Look at that. That's the south. And this here, where the really dark stuff is, that's looking to the east. My daughter just bought a house in Lithgow. Is that where you are, Mary? Hi, Harry. All right. Last little look. Last opportunity for postcards from this angle, because it's going to be quite dark walking back up the trail back to the car park. We'll give it a few more minutes. You're in Lithgow. Excellent. So I've done a couple of tours of the blast furnace. I've been tossing up whether to go out there for sunrise. What do you think? Should I do it? I looked on Google and it said the park's closed until 9 a.m, but I reckon I can park my car outside and walk in. The question is whether it would make a good sunrise subject. What do you think, Mary? Should I give it a go? Cool, I'll do that. Not sure when. I've got to try and figure it out in my calendar. Alrighty, say goodbye to all these people on Lincoln's Rock. We're going to head slowly back to the car. So, as I said, we're at Wentworth Falls. That looks like a Christmas beetle. Not something I can capture in frame. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks for that. I'm just looking at the colour of the cliff face over here at the moment. That's pretty beautiful. Look at that. The sun glowing on the cliff face. Hi, Beata. I was just about to head off, so I'll give you one quick look at the sky. Sunset's finished. We've just got the twilight happening now. But I'm pretty confident that we're almost at the end of twilight as well. And I'm going to head back to the car because it's getting dark and I need to walk back along a trail, a dark trail. So you're welcome to stay with me until I get back to the car. I welcome the company. And these people are going to stay a little longer. Thanks for your concern, Cheryl, and I will absolutely keep filming, keep the live stream going. As you rightly say, it's a bit of a comfort to have your company. Look at the light on these rocks here. And we're going to walk up along this trail. I need to be careful of my footing. Okay, so Wentworth Falls is where we're located. It's around about 90 kilometres west of Sydney. It's a 10-minute drive from where I live. And we're at an elevation of around about 950 metres. And Wentworth Falls, of course, is named for one of the three explorers, Blaxland, Wentworth and Lawson, who opened up the way west for the new colony, who was basically starving. They'd had a succession of drought and failed crops due to impoverished soil conditions, and they needed to open up the way to find agricultural land. The area that we're on here is actually part of what's called King's Tableland. And the Blue Mountains aren't actually mountains as such. It's more of a large plateau. We don't have dramatic peaks like in other parts of the world. It's an old continent, so it's quite weathered, and the gorges and valleys are being formed through erosion. The vegetation up here is all stunted because of the exposure to wind on the top of the plateau. So there's nothing really big in the form of a forest as such. It's all sort of low stunted growth. Cheryl, I'm just reading your comment. I have learned to have my phone on selfie mode and hold it so I can see if there's somebody behind me. And if there is, you can snap a picture. Where do you live, Cheryl? That sounds really like I understand. I totally understand. But I don't feel the need to do that here where I live. And it's sad that we don't feel safe, isn't it? It's interesting that the camera sees the landscape differently to how I do in real life. It looks a lot lighter and brighter out there. In fact, this road's a lot darker. Milwaukee City. Crime is bad. I'm so sorry. That's not nice. It's not fun at all. All right, let's have another look over here. There we go. Grab a couple more postcards if you like. There's that big dramatic cloud, just making the sky very dark to the east. Yeah, I think if I come back and do this as a sunset tour, I should try and drag my other half along. Oh, that's horrible, Cheryl. Hi, Barbara. So when we get back to the car, we'll be able to see this sky from the car park as well. So Barbara, sunset was around about 25 minutes ago, and we're just getting the twilight sky happening at the moment. But I'm returning to the car because it is getting dark, and just for my peace of mind, basically. There's a lot of people down there. I'm sure I'm absolutely totally safe, but I'd rather err on the side of caution. And of course, I don't like tripping over in the dark either. That's probably more the reason. Here we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful sky. All right, the car park's just up ahead. I can see there's the gate that closes off the fire trail, and the car park is just beyond that. So we'll head over there to the car park, and then I'll give you a couple of last few minutes looking out over the sky from there. Look at the colouring on these trees here. That's rather pretty too. We'll go back along this trail because it's nice. Hi, Chris. Did I say hi, Chris? I think I did. Hi, Rhonda. Love the sounds of those little birds. I think they might be fairy wrens. Or there's another small bird called a silverite. Could be that. So we're just going to follow this trail to my car. And every now and again, we'll keep an eye on that beautiful sky. Do you hear those birds? Let's get back to the car park. And then I can stand there for as long as I like, basically. Look at these dark clouds over here. I reckon we're going to have more rain overnight. We had a lot of rain overnight last night. Woke up to mist this morning. I was heading down to the city to do a tour of the botanical gardens, thinking, oh, it's going to be raining or it's going to be cloudy. And it turned out it was quite a lovely day. So I was pretty happy with that. There's my little car there, the little red one. And let's just have a couple more moments. Oh, hi, Susanna. So we've actually left Lincoln's Rock, Susanna. The sunset was around about 30 minutes ago. So we're just catching the last of the twilight from the car park because I didn't want to walk back along that fire trail in the dark. We saw lots of people having picnics up there on Lincoln Rock, and we're looking at this sensational storm cloud as well. No problem. Good night, Mary. Thanks for joining me. Tomorrow I'll be at Featherdale. Look at that. Who sees the heart in the middle? That's what I reckon it is. Lincoln Rock is sensational. Susanna, I'm coming back on Friday, doing a daytime tour on Friday. But I was actually just checking it out to see if it would be a good spot for a sunset for the summer solstice, which is, of course, on it's either the 21st or the 22nd. I can't remember which this year. It would be rather lovely. It's the night of the 21st. Okay, yep. So that's when I should come. And then over here, look behind me. This is this massive, big, dark cloud. It looks like it's full of water. I reckon we're going to have rain again tonight. There's my little car over there, the little red one. and everyone was up on the rock with their picnics. There was one couple had candles out. There were some girls doing some fun things with books. I'm not sure what they were doing, but they were having a nice time. And then you had the typical Instagrammers dangling their legs over the edge of the rock ledge. Yeah, near my car, Cheryl. I'm fine. All right. Okay. I could stay here for a few more minutes just looking towards the sky. Are you guys happy for me to do that? As I wipe my nose. The wind has dropped, so that's nice. And I'm not cold like I was before. It was a little bit chilly half an hour ago, but the wind has dropped. Oh, Lynn, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for joining. As I said, it was really just a last minute thing. I thought there was a big gap in the calendar that really needed filling. I noticed Kendall took the opportunity as well, Miss Kendall James. She took the opportunity about an hour before me, 3/4 of an hour before me. But there was nothing in my time between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. or something. I thought, well, we've got to do something about that. So I thought, let's go and have a look at the sunset. And I'm sure there'll be some people who would love to come along. And I was right, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Let's have a look over here. Do you know this looks a completely different colour? Oh, Susanna, thank you so much. You know you don't have to do that. It looks bright orange to me, and it looks yellow through the camera. Thank you, my dear. I've been trying to get to one of your tours lately, but we just seem to be one after the other. Thank you for joining me, Cheryl. I've enjoyed everyone's company today. And we're coming up to 40 minutes, so I think let's turn this camera around and say good night to you all. Okay. Hi, everyone, and bye. Thank you for joining me. If you can, I'd love to see you tomorrow down at the Featherdale Wildlife Sanctuary. Tracy, what are you asking me? How do the postcards work? Okay, so if you're on a laptop or some sort of device like that, there should be a big button in the middle of your screen right down the bottom. Just tap on that, and then later on in your dashboard, you'll be able to see them. Is that what you're asking? Have you found the button? Excellent. Well done, Tracy. All right, let me turn this around so you get one last shot of the... you can take a couple of postcards since you found the button. Here we go. That one's for you. They stay on your dashboard until you get rid of them. They're always there. All right, everyone. Thanks again. And I'll see you either tomorrow at Featherdale or at one of my... I've got a tour every day this week. So hopefully I'll get to see you again on another tour very soon. And bye for now. Thank you all for coming. Bye.